Welcome to Turmeric and Tequila with your host, Kristen Olson. Questioning a better way, one gracefully disruptive conversation at a time.
Welcome to Turmeric and Tequila. I'm super excited to be here with you today. This will air at a later date, but it is Valentine's Day. So we've got a special conversation coming at you. We're going to talk about getting what you want. And that includes relationships, the dream partner, the dream job, getting your mindset correct. So before we jump in, we've got a fabulous guest. I want to give a little love on this day to our sponsors, Lux Neuro, offering neurofeedback and counseling where your heart and mind align. For more information about what neurofeedback can do for you, listen to the neurofeedback stories of transformation in the middle of this podcast. Neurofeedback effectively treats everything from insomnia, anxiety, depression, trauma, ADHD, and much more. Optimize your brain today. Special shout out to Declan James Watches. They are local and veteran owned with 10% of their profits going back to the Navy SEAL Foundation. And our very own Colorado Clownfish Swim School. They have swim lessons and water safety training for all ages. They believe in life skills through sports. So go waterproof your family today. ColoradoClownfish.com. Without further ado, we are going to welcome the Robin Payne to Turmeric and Tequila. Welcome.
Thank you, Kristen. It's good to be here.
Let's go. So I've got to read Jill's background because she's covered so many bases and we're going to touch on a lot of fun things today. But Jill is an MA LPC-S. LCDC is a trailblazing psychotherapist, author, communication coach with over 40 years of experience, creator of Bempathy. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, you did.
Okay, let's go. A unique,
that is awesome.
Reciprocal communication method combining banter with empathy. Jill empowers individuals to build genuine connections. A dynamic speaker, media guest, she's been featured on national TV, radio, and podcast with a rich career spanning groundbreaking internships, innovative therapy, and global lectures. Jill's work inspires lasting impact in transformative relationships. Oh my gosh, Jill, you've done everything.
Yes, and when you say 40 years, I want everyone out there to know I was 1 year old when that happened. Okay,
me and you both. Yes, yeah. It's so wild to reflect and think like that much time has gone by in general.
40 years, I know.
But you've made
it's just a number. Yeah,
it's just. But look at all the stuff you've done. I feel like you've used your time very well, and you're just getting started. We got to look alive out here.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into all the goods and the riches of your experience, I always like to ask every human that comes on, tell me about your young self, because I do think what we're meant to do is written in the stars very early.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, give me your kid version.
A kid? You mean how I was when I was younger?
Yeah.
I had a lot more energy. I used to dance around the house. Who knows? I probably was hyperactive, and my mom put up with it. And so I'm one of these people, Kristen, I come into a room and I believe everybody has energy. I'm really into that. And so I have so much energy that if I'm not in a good mood, you don't want to be there. And if I am in a good mood, then you want to receive it. So that was me. It was just, I did a lot of athletics. I helped people. I did a lot of volunteer work since I was in high school. And, I just was raised just how I am. My dad was a doctor. My mom is an activist, helps all these people. So I had really great role models. And that's what life's about, is to make the world a better place by adding to it. And that is to relate with people and help them along if you can. So,
amen. Absolutely. That's wonderful. Your parents had that, the both sides of that covers, because it sounds like the perfect Turmeric and Tequila mix of your world.
Yes.
Helping people. Do you feel like being a young athlete and learning some of those communication skills? I'm an advocate of life skills through sports. I felt like that's where I learned the best.
Me too. I was a recreational therapist. So when I went to college, I wanted to play. And so I majored in recreational therapy, which is teaching people really how to play. And so I worked in the mental health field doing that. And you'd be surprised that there's a lot of people out there, especially now, they really don't know how to play. They know how to play games on the internet, and the internet games are really sort of playing with them. In other words, it is using imagination. It's not the same thing as getting out there and hitting a ball and touching something tangible. Even my glasses, they've done studies that in the virtual world, if you pick up your glasses, that it only lights up a small region of your brain. Whereas if I do it here, it just lights up my whole brain. So yeah. And so that's what's missing. We're having too much of this and not enough moving in our bodies.
I could not agree more. We played pickleball earlier today with my
Oh,
dad.
fun.
Yeah, and we had we try and get in and out, but it's like, God, it's been so long since I even had like picked up a ball. Long time CrossFitter, but everything's very straight line. So you forget how important that is to just go out there and mess up and drop the ball and learn new rules and all that stuff.
Right. And you just said mess up, because how do we learn? We learn through mistakes. I don't know about you. No one popped out of their mother and started running. You know, they fell down, they got up, they didn't stay on the floor and cry. They might have cried a little bit. They got up and probably ran after you and learned better steps, you know? So that's really what life's about. And it's just, I think life is hard. We need to make it fun. That's it.
Yeah. I could not agree with you more. We do a manifestation, a year in preview and a year in review with one of my friends every year. And my main focus was joy this year, like genuinely having fun, because I'm a fun enthusiast. That's the tequila and my turmeric. And it's been the busier, you know, we do a lot of things. You get busy, you kind of see what you can cut out and you forget about the fun part. And that's the whole point.
Right. Yeah. So I have something in one of my books, speaking of that. It's the map of reflection. I think it's as good as Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I'm not going to go into detail. Basically, well, I'm not, because it's complicated. It's in the third side of the coin one. And I created it during COVID, because everybody was being bombarded. I was working 24/7. I'm sure you were too, because if you're in this type of field, you're helping constantly. And we didn't want to turn anybody away. So it sort of gives you a chance to prioritize your people, places, and things, find out where you are in life, where they are in life. And this is what we need to do now, because we're in a digital world and we are constantly being bombarded with information, and we need to take a break. So. Yeah.
It's so real and it's so hard. Well, I'm really curious, because I know you, I mean, working with so many humans, I would be fascinated with the stories you have to tell, because just running all those laps and having all those touch points with different people. Was there one thing that stands out that you see very commonly, like more people ask about this and that it afflicts more people than people even know? Does that make sense?
I'm going to tell you, because I'm going on tonight on radio tonight about how money, a lot of people that are in relationships tell fibs about their money. And so we as humans are known to do what is called white lies. Most of us will do it every now and then because we want to make things better. We want to avoid conflict. We want people to feel good about themselves, most of us. So it's not a negative thing. It is if you do certain lies and anyway. But the one thing I find that's common, not the lies, is that we have problems communicating. And that's how come I did do my Bempathy, my Banter with Empathy, because it's been a long time coming. Before we got on the internet and we had our cell phones, I'm having problems communicating. Well, that's a big word. And so that's really what I find is the big thing is communication, because everybody has different languages. So that's the commonality for everybody. I'm having issues in communication.
Absolutely. And it can be, you know, parent-child, parents, relationship, romantic relationship, friendship. I mean, and it does make it more layered when that communication is through email, is through text, is through something else, or even over Zoom. You lose that in-person nonverbal cues and some other stuff that really makes it tough.
Right. And people don't even realize this. So what are we seeing here, Kristen? I'm seeing your head and maybe your shoulders. So when you come see me, do you know that when I'm looking at your face, your pretty face, when I'm looking at your pretty face, I could still see your leg moving, you picking your knee if you're doing that, you're a little twitch here. I see the whole picture. And that is also what's missing in our world. And we need to do more of that. That's why I tell people, we need balance. We need to do some full pictures. We need to go out. Yeah. What?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. The turmeric and tequila, it's the balance. That's the hard part. It's the juxtaposition. You nailed it.
Well, it's true. And so that takes a lot more energy. So you know what people tell me? Jill, it's easier to do this. Well, sometimes things, even if they're easier, that doesn't mean they're healthier for you. So we need to think of what is healthier for us, what is going to add. And this is also in my Bempathy. I don't believe in good and bad. I believe in positive and negative. So if something is adding to your life, that's awesome. If it's taking away, then that's going to make you tired, not happy. It's a negative. So you want to have a balance. So if you have some negatives, then you want to put a lot more positives. And that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Boom. Is there something that's like sort of quick and easy where like, I really want to work on the communication, because it's Valentine's Day, we'll say romantic relationships,
Yes.
that is like a number one pro tip where you're like, just start with this?
Oh, just what you did, a compliment from the heart. If you give someone a compliment or say, that's why this banter is really important. People will go, well, that's superficial. Well, that's how you get commonality. That's how you connect and get grounded, just by doing some lighthearted talk like we did at the very beginning. We found out commonalities. That's part of empathy. You talk, and it's not all about me, even though I wish it were. And so to me, it's more about in Bempathy, you empathize first. And what that means is you empathize with yourself. Am I in a good mood? Am I in a good place in my life? What am I wearing? How do I feel? What are they doing? Do they look tense? To look at the whole picture. That's the big thing. I think step back, look at the whole picture instead of just pouncing in and saying your thoughts. Listen to the other person and look at the whole picture. That's the best. Say their name a couple of times. They'll love you. Yes. So Kristen. There you go.
There you go. Yes, Jen, thank you. No, it also helps you remember that something, even to this day, remembering names. I don't know why. It's just something that's one of my hardest things to grasp onto.
Right.
So you've got 3 books on Bempathy, and your other book is Meeting People. It's Not a Game. I'm curious because we've got a lot of mission-driven, intentional humans that listen. And I think a lot of us are looking for like the next big thing, whether that's the perfect person or the right person, the perfect job or the next opportunity. What is like the mindset that's like, if we're looking for something, we're trying to get what we want, what is step 1 in this?
Step 1 is don't limit yourself. Don't let other people's limit you. If you believe you can do it, you can do it. And the first problem I have with clients is, one, they don't know what they want, or they think they know what they want. They wonder why they're getting all this crap, or they know what they want, but they're giving out mixed signals. These are some issues. Okay. So the best thing to do is, one, know what you want. And when you put it down, I tell people, edit what you write. So take things out of here, out of your brain, because if you just keep your thoughts in your brain, you are using no senses. How can you make sense of things if you're not using any senses? So write it down, edit it, and put out what you want. If I want my husband to stop nagging, I'm not going to tell him to stop nagging because my brain hears nagging. I'm going to say what I want. I want him to talk to me in a kind tone and maybe in a low voice. Say what you want. And that's the thing. And you'll get it.
I love it. Yeah. What if someone's listening and they're thinking like, I hear that, but I don't think it's going to work?
That's the issue right there. Right. So if I say, I hear you, that sounds really great, I don't think it's going to work. Well, then you just counteract. You just did a negative. You did the positive with a negative. And if I give you $200, okay, and then I put a minus, and then put $200 under it, you get a big fat what? Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I change that to a plus, then you get $400. So we as humans need to watch what we say and listen to ourselves. The best thing to do is look at your life. If your life looks like a mess, or I know when my life is a mess, when my house is a mess, when my office is a mess. That tells me I need to sit back and look at my brain, look at what I'm doing. So we need to I'll give you something. Can I tell you a little story?
Absolutely.
Okay. So my husband, who I adore, we were sitting watching TV, and I looked at him with disgust. And I said, Byron, all you do is sit around and stuff your face and watch TV. Do you know what he had the audacity to say to me, Kristen?
What?
He said, well, Jill, you're doing the same thing. So sometimes when we're busy looking at other people, We need to look at ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be imperfect. I'm far from perfect. So
Yeah.
there you go.
That reflection point, I think, is really hard. One of the best ways to
Yeah.
live and learn is to learn through relationships.
Yeah,
And it really holds you accountable. And you're like, wait, what? I don't do that. You do that. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, maybe you're right. Maybe we've got to lean into a couple things here because it mirrors who you are. But I do think it's a fascinating pro tip that you just laid out there, that projection piece. This is something I always try and keep in my back pocket, because if I find something that annoys me repeatedly with people, like she talks too fast or she's this or that, or you know, I was at a party last night and there's a couple things I'm like, well, this is annoying or this is a lot. And I'm like, oh, wait, is that because that's something within me? And I'm like, oh, you know, this is me right now. Or usually it comes back to something that bothers you within yourself.
Right. Or somebody that it can remind you of someone that wasn't positive in your life. And so you want to avoid that. So these are the red flags for you to just step back and look at. If we're feeling out of sorts, to me, that's a good time to take a step back. Go sit outside, be with your dog, be with your cat, sit out by yourself, have a glass of tea, and just sort of reflect. Yeah. And that's a good time to do that, because we are the center of our world. And Newton said this, not me. And he said that action creates reaction. So if people aren't acting the way I want, well, then if I look at myself and change my action, I've got a lot of power there. Okay. Absolutely. Not everybody's going to like us, and that's okay, because you just said it. We don't get along with everyone, and that's okay. We just need to know when to move forward and when to move away. And we got to be more aware, empathize with ourselves and others. Yeah.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah. It's such a wild, and I think it's just something you just never stop learning, and we can never get really good at. It's just like a continuous humbling process, which is great, because I think that's the ultimate like Botox and cortisone, because it keeps you young and it keeps you, you know, your mindset young, and you kind of on your toes of like, oh, wait, I still got to do this. Like we still have things to learn. So we're still in the game, becoming a better person.
Yeah. And it's really good for your cognition. That's why when people get older, they tend to isolate more, and they need to push themselves to be with people. Being with people is so healthy for us. Yeah. We are social creatures. We die without touch. We need to be with people, and we learn, and it also really helps us stay sharp, just like you said.
Absolutely. And it's so easy in this day and age to isolate yourself. You can get food delivered, internet delivered. I mean, you don't have to talk to anyone, but it's such a slow death of complacency if you don't interact or pack animals, like you said.
Yeah. So again, what you said, let's make it fun. And so sometimes people, when they're very sad, it's hard for them to think of things that are fun. That's a good time to talk to a friend, talk to a counselor, or maybe even, depending on how sad they are, to get on some medication. So that's something to look into. So we're talking about people that are just, you know, just like us, and they might just be having a negative day, or I call it an off day. See, words are also important. I don't say I'm having a bad day. I say I'm having an off day. And it's a different word. So it's what we say to ourselves. And everyone out there is a gift. Everyone out there is a gift from God. We need to find out what our specialty is. Sometimes our parents have told us what it is, and it might not be that. It might be something. It might be something different, and that's okay. It's a journey.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad my parents were like, you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer. And I would have been like, okay. They would have been wild. I mean, they're not disappointed, but if that was the path, we're thankful that wasn't what it was. Well, so because it is Valentine's Day, and your book, Meeting People, It's Not a Game. I want to lean into this.
I love it.
Yeah, let's go. I am 44 and single. I talk about this a lot, and I've never really felt pressure to be married. I had 3 younger brothers. Parents got divorced, and as I get older, I'm like, oh wait, career was a priority. I was a competitive athlete, blah blah blah. And now as I'm getting older, I'm like, wait, I do want this, and I want to touch on this. Knowing what you want, that was a challenge, and even things that I thought I wanted that came true last year, I'm like, oh well, that wasn't exactly. So we're starting to further narrow in what we actually want, and I think there's a lot of people in that space like me. The story might be a little different, but around my age, I think they're either on act 2 or they're shifting. Like, I don't know. I have a lot of conversations. So I think let's touch on knowing what we want, and then how are we getting what we want and being open to it really intentionally.
God, I'm so excited that you want to do that. So just to tell you something that's going to make you spark up
Okay.
is that I did my own little pilot study. So it wasn't really a pilot study. It was 6 months. I got some people together, and we did what is in the book. And one of them is my best friend, who was never married, a good Catholic girl, and she had a son out of wedlock. And just never met the right guys. And at 46, she got married because of this.
Okay.
So there you go. And so basically, nothing is magic, y'all. Nothing's magic. And I believe everything is a job or work. We just need to make it fun. And if something isn't working, what does that tell you? That tells you that you need to go a different direction, right? And so I'm not sure if you, okay.
It kind of, you said, I believe, and then it went to a different direction. You missed the middle part.
Yeah, I think I saw you froze, and I was like, oh, okay. So now I forgot what I was saying. So,
you said nothing is magic, I believe.
Okay. Well, see,
go any which way. You're good.
Yeah, I don't know. So we'll just need to start. Okay. So basically, when you're looking at your life, if it's not going the way you want, that means you need to go a different direction. So I'm going to give you an example, and it's the same analogy I have in my book. If I've been waiting a whole year to go to California, and I'm going down I-10, I've waited a whole year. I got a week off to go to sunny California, and I'm going down I-10, and I see, oh my gosh, there's construction. I can't go down I-10. Is that going to stop me or you from going on your vacation to California? No, I'm going to get a bike. I'm going to go on the rocky road, or I'm going to find a detour, or I'm going to go take a plane flight. I am going to get to California for my vacation because I've really wanted to do it. That's the best analogy I can tell you. If you still want California, that's your dream person, you just got to find another route. There's so many routes. I can't tell you. And when someone says to you, oh no, there's no good people out there, or you'll never get that really bothers me. And there are some therapists will even say stuff like that. To me, I believe that you can do whatever you set your mind out to do. There are people that have become president, and you wouldn't have thought they would have been a president because they didn't say, I'm not going to become president because of this. They went and they did it. And so basically, you need to think about, what do you want? And the best thing I can tell you, keep a journal.
Okay.
Keep a journal. Keep a journal and read it, because we have common themes. And the common theme might be, oh, this is stupid, or I'll never get there, or I met a jerk today. Everyone's a jerk. I'm just giving you stuff. We don't know what your common theme is. If you saw me, I could see you for a day and I could tell you what your common theme is. We have something that's blocking us and limiting us. And that is something that if you journal, it's really a good way to find out what it is. So I tell people, journal, read, and edit. Okay. Just like I edited, I wrote down, I want my husband to stop nagging. I go, oh my gosh, nagging. I don't want him to nag. What do I want? Oh, I want him to speak to me in a low voice, a low, sexy voice. So, yeah. So write down what you want. I shouldn't really put it out there, but I'll just go like that real quick. I mean, it's right there. It's my vision board. And I've had that for years, and that's something good because you see it. And I would show you, but you're on a computer. I have inspirational things written all over here from my mom, and so and from other people, or just things I've picked up. I have a little card from my dad, says, "Do what you love," and so do that. Put that out there, and so that you have something to remember. Oh, I'm great. I can do this when you're feeling sad.
I love that. I think we've heard a lot over the years around vision boards and things, but to me, it's like, until it really clicks, it's almost like the physical training, the athletics without the nutrition. And then once you can kind of combine both things, then things really start to take off. And I think it is still kind of that constant practice.
So again, another thing, sometimes we don't hear ourselves. Like, my voice is really loud. Am I too loud, by the way? Am I too loud? Because I get really loud. I'm asking, am I too loud? No? Oh, you stopped again.
Yeah. There we
Did you
go. We're
stop
back.
again? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was asking you if I'm too loud because sometimes we don't really hear ourselves, and I can get real loud because I get excited. So we need to maybe even talk in our phone and record ourselves and then listen. So we all learn different ways. Some
Okay.
people learn better by hearing, seeing. I learn by using more senses. And you probably do too, because you like to exercise. If you're a real physical person, we get it from maybe going for a walk. I learn more when I talk to myself and I go for a walk. And I have something also in my book, Conversing with Self. Very important. We need to do it in third person.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So give us like an example.
An example of me talking to myself in third.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Jill, what do you think about your day to day? Are you getting everything that you want? Well, Jill, I think maybe you could do this. Maybe just that's it. Just talk in third person and say your name. And that's it. All right. It's that easy. I do think that people need to stop, look, and listen. Stop, look, and listen at yourself, because we're so into looking at everybody else on social media and seeing what they are and comparing ourselves to them. And I wanted to bring that up. So I don't use any filters. Now I do stuff with my face. I go get beauty treatments, and I'd be lying if I didn't do that. Right.
Yeah.
So we need to compare ourselves to ourselves. And that's the best. We need to compete with ourselves. We're not competing with anybody else. There's no one like us. We are unique. These are some things that we need to think about. And life isn't always fun, right? I mean, I get sad. I get angry. My son will tell you it's the worst 5 minutes of his life. It doesn't last very long because I'm mostly like this. Still, so that's how come I also have in my book, being mindful today is not enough. Because if I'm in virtual reality, remember we don't know if it's real or not. So I have what is called dynamic watchfulness. And one thing, it goes into details in the book. One of the things is to have what is called an accomplice. And that could be a friend, that could be a teacher, that could be a therapist, it could be a doctor, just somebody in your world that can give you a look at the third side of the coin, another perspective, because sometimes we need that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. What if you're an athlete? I think it's the points you pointed out are so impactful, because I think as athletes or competitors, we're always thinking like, I could have done this better. And that's what makes us good at that thing. But then if that self-talk is consistently like, oh, that was good, but I could have did this. And it's constantly like wanting more, which is certainly something I do. And I think it's helped in my success. But at some point, you have to like check back in and say, okay, that's it. And then having that practice of a coach, someone on the outside of saying, that was good, but we got to work on your defense. We got to do this like that. So some of these skills kind of weave through. It's just this continued practice as we get older to keep those angles in our life.
Well, it keeps, there's something called the Hawthorne effect. And it's really important. They found out it by mistake. It was they were doing a study anyway. What basically it is, if there's trash right there and I'm walking along, I'll be more apt to pick it up if you're watching me. If you're not there, I'm probably not going to do it. No, I will do it.
Okay. Social pressure.
Okay. So having an accomplice also makes you more accountable and gets you to look at things differently. And also when they look at you. So, if you have your hand and you're looking at your lines here, and I bring it all the way up to my nose, my palm all the way up to my nose, I can't see anything. Okay. If I take it way far away, that's what a counselor does. I take it way far away, I can see, oh my gosh, I see all these lines. Maybe I need to keep it like this. I don't know. And so, and it's okay. It's okay not to be able to see what you're doing. I'm not going to say what you're doing wrong, what you're doing that's not working for you.
Right.
So notice I didn't say wrong. I said, so it's really important how we talk to ourselves. And yes, people like us, you and myself, we tend to sometimes beat ourselves up. And that's how come it's good to talk to other people. And the best way to tell if we're beating ourselves up is our gut doesn't feel good, or we're feeling anxious. That's a good time to reach out. If we're having negative feelings and running doesn't help us, sometimes to me, running helps me, or I don't run anymore. I walk and swim. So doing an activity, they will tell you that we keep trauma in our body. So moving really does release a lot of emotions, and it's good to talk to yourself when you're walking or doing activity. Yeah,
absolutely. Let's lean into that mind body connect, because I've had some firsthand experience with this where I was universe always, I feel like, whoops me because I'm not listening or whatever, and so it'll find a new way to like tap into me. But I was in a situation where I was doing like this human optimization with like a recovery center for like sports recovery, and we were doing blood panels, and I was like, well, I can't do it until I've done it. And I was testing high in my liver, and liver is associated with anger, but I wasn't, we were competing, so no tequila, no nothing. And it wasn't until months later, and I'm like, why is this popping? I'm healthy, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually in a situation that's really making me angry. And I didn't get it until I really saw it on the paper. And I wasn't taking the test to know. I was only taking it to be like a good person doing the job. But it was wild. So unpack that for anyone that might be new to this mind-body association, how it can really physically impact you.
Sure. So let me see. Okay. So I have a pencil here. Hi, everybody. I have a pencil here and I have a pen. I don't know which one you prefer. Both are great. Matter of fact, I can write upside down with the pencil. I can even erase it, where I can't do that with my pen unless you have a special pen. So one has a lead tip and one has a ballpoint. If I press very hard down, same pressure, which one is going to break? My pencil or the pen? Which tip will break? Most likely the pencil, right? Exactly. Does it mean that it's any worse and just an awful object? No, to me, it's just as good, if not better, than the pen. It just means that we all take pressure differently, and that's okay. We need to know how much pressure we take. If you put too much pressure, which is stress, it's going to break us. And that's the best way I can say this. I mean, if you put pressure on your body, you're going to have heart problems. Think of the fight, flight, or freeze. Okay, that's pretty much what happens. This is your audience. You could probably tell them, Kristen, that so it's basically you're having adrenaline is spewing out in your body. Your muscles are getting tense. Your mind is working 10 times faster. Your breathing is erratic. All these things are happening. And the problem when you're stressed is it's 24/7. And they've even done studies, by the way. If you're on the internet a lot and doing computer work, that's stressful. Did you know that? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and the lights, there's so many things around it where you got to like disconnect.
So what happens is you get that cortisol. So they've done studies. So that's something, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, my message, we're good.
Are we good? Okay. So I'm hoping that answered. And so there are some people, that's another reason you don't want to compare Jimmy to John, because Jimmy might be a pen and John might be a pencil. It's okay. We need to know ourselves and we need to listen to ourselves. So the best way to listen is I'll tell you something. There's something I do. It's called a body scan. I don't know if we have time to do it. It takes 60 seconds. Oh, okay. So everybody out there, let's just do this. Let's close our eyes. It's going to take 60 seconds. Okay. So close your eyes and you're going to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then you're going to focus and think about where your head is. Is it leaning forward? Is it leaning back? Is it leaning to one side? And take another deep breath in and out. As you go down your neck, is one side more tense than the other? Is your neck loose and limber? Take another deep breath in and out. Move down to your shoulders. Is one higher than the other? Is one of the muscles on the left tighter than the muscles on the right in your shoulders? Take a deep breath in and out, and move all the way down to your torso. Are you leaning forward? Are you leaning back? Are you leaning to the right, to the left? How do your muscles feel in your stomach, in your back? Are they tight? Are they loose? Take a deep breath in and out. Go all the way to your buttocks. Are you sitting center? Are you sitting to the right, to the left? Take a deep breath in. Go all the way down your legs. Is one leg, the muscles tighter and tense than the left or the right? Are they both loose? Go all the way down to your feet. Take a deep breath in. Are your feet on the floor? Are the muscles loose? Are they tense? Is your left foot more tense than your right? Take a deep breath in and out, and open up your eyes. That's it.
I love it.
Yeah. And you can do it. You could do it more relaxing. I just did it real quick. It's basically just to see where you're at in this world. Where's your space? Yeah.
It's so grounding. I need to do more of those exercises where you just sit, pause, breathe. And I like how you can check in, you can see either side of what's going on.
Right. And do it ever how you want. I have clients do that because a lot of times you may be tense and your shoulders are tense. You don't feel them, because how can you feel it if I'm doing all the, I'm paying attention to you. I'm paying attention to the pictures. I'm paying attention to talking and what I'm going to say versus my body.
It's such a consistent, constant practice. And I think even when we are grounded, you've got to take that full 60 seconds and really just sit. And then, those pieces in your body where, like, your shoulder, your right, your left, like I can feel like my low back is tight from working out today. So I could really lean into that energy back there and be like, oh, that we got to stretch later. So it's that physical piece that connects. I do want to lean in with you, and I want to be mindful of your time with energy, because I feel like you're intuitive. I think you can pick it up and read people really well. Tell me about however far you want to go with energy, because I'm very into the woo, and I don't need a lot of the science, but I'm very clear that energy is physics, so it's very scientific based. But people get uncomfortable with it. I love everything's energy to me, so I love that. So I want you to share any angle that you lean on around that.
Well, isn't it in science, energy is neither created nor destroyed? So, I mean, that being said, well, let's ask your audience, if they're at a party and there's a bunch of people in the corner, they're all laughing, are they going to be more apt to be drawn to them, or are they going to just stay where they are? Most likely they're going to be drawn to them because of their positive energy. So that's the best way I can describe energy. And also, I am a Reiki master. And so
there you go.
Energy really does work. And it's also, you need to be, what is the word? Open to it. So if I was talking to somebody it was the news, and they were saying something about, I don't know, global warming or something. How would you use Bempathy there and all that? And I have something called timing. Well, it's called TP. It's timing and position, not toilet paper. And everything really is timing and position. So what we just did by doing that mindfulness, well, not even mindfulness, it was just being aware of our body. We were finding out, where are we positioned in this world at that moment? And so these are things that we need to take into account with whatever we're doing. And so energy is just, to me, it's exactly that. If you're with someone and they're not saying anything and you're feeling some negativeness, then you know that something's going on there. Some people are more susceptible to it than others. Like for me, I'm very, very sensitive, and that can be a positive thing and it can be a negative thing. So if you are a sensitive, If you are real sensitive to people, it can be a negative thing in personal relationships because you can take everything personal when it's not really your fault at all. So these are things you need to be take into account. How sensitive are you? And be
Absolutely.
open if you're not.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I do. I would agree with that. And I think
Yeah.
over time, I'm more sensitive than I really realize, because I'm very like, if I don't care, I don't care. But if I care, I really care. And
Okay.
there's not a ton of middle ground in between there. So it's been a wild learning experience, but being, an empath and like being open to
Yeah.
that energy, like you said,
Right.
I think it's awesome because then you can connect with people, you can read
Right.
the room. And on the flip side, it's like, oh, like sometimes you meet people and you're just like, I will literally be like, oh my God, they're great. But there's just something there. Like,
Right.
we're gonna go a different way,
Right.
and there's just you
Yeah.
get these strange vibes. I do think there is some
Right.
skill set where you can protect your energy and do certain stuff that we're continuing to learn. Do you have good practices for our empaths out there that do tend to take on stuff?
Do what we did.
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
a body check. And do a daily check. Do a daily
Okay.
check. And you can talk in third person. Say, hey, Jill, how are you feeling today? How was your day today?
Mhm.
How was Jill's day today? Not your. How was Jill's day today? And then how is Jill feeling? How's her body feeling?
Yeah.
Right. And just just stop, look, and listen. It's real easy. We are so bombarded with things that sometimes we don't prioritize ourselves. Even though the world might revolve around us, we really don't prioritize ourselves. We
Yeah.
prioritize what is going on with ourselves and other people or other things, right? Person,
Yeah.
places, and things. Instead of that's why I tell people, I love nothing better than to sit in my backyard, even in the 90-degree weather, and just sit there and just be. Look at my green grass, my flowers, think about nothing. And it's a good time to do. Yeah, I say everybody take some time for self. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, and tell me your take on, because I think the energy you give and put out is what brings in. So if you are in a space of looking for the right person or the right job, I think that
Yes.
maintaining your energy is what attracts like energy. So tell me
Right.
your view on any of that.
So I'm going to tell you, we need to do things that make us feel good about us. And the more, it's our attitude. So this is for everyone out there. So I can be in a room full of cats. If I do not like cats, I'm going to act differently than if I love cats. So I truly, and you know this, Kristen, because you can feel it even I love people. I love people. And when people do something that is hurtful, it'll blow my mind. I'll just, what? Because I just feel that most people are wonderful human beings and there's good in most everyone. So when I find someone it just blows my mind. So that said, that attitude comes across when I'm with people. So that's what we need to do is get a mindset. In Bempathy, it says you want a win-win mindset. If I talk to my husband and I win the argument or discussion, we both have lost. So if you could just think about how can I make today a win-win? Oh, well, if something prepare yourself. If something negative happens, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to just let that negativity, I'm going to let it slide off like butter. Whatever it is, it's a thought process. You are in control of this. You are in control.
I love that, because
Yeah.
I think it is easy for us to slip into that victim mode of
Oh,
like,
yes.
life's happening to me, instead of being
Yes.
out here making choices and
Yes.
maintaining a positive mindset.
So let me talk about that, because I was talking to someone the other day. It's just a person. If I could sprinkle happy dust on everybody, Kristen,
Let's
I
go.
would do it as strangers. Anyway, this person was having what I call the domino effect. I've been there. I was divorced. I wrecked a car, had money problems, all these, it was a domino effect. And I didn't know about this then. I was younger and so forth. Anyway, I was in my 30s. So basically, know that if you have something negative happen to you, you're going to need to change directions. You know what I tell people? Because I think everything's physical. So if you really need to change directions, do this. Literally pick yourself up and do it.
I love it.
You know, my husband and I were talking about politics the other day, and we were talking about the Democrats and the Republicans and how when they're making decisions, do you know that there's an aisle? The Democrats sit over here. I said, you know what they need to do? They need to go Democrat, Republican, independent, Democrat, Republican, independent. So there's no group think, and they can just sort of feel the energy instead of getting a mindset that they're the in group and the out group. Again, empathy is not enough. That's another reason I have my Bempathy. I can empathize with the Democrats. I can empathize with the Republicans. If I empathize with one of those groups, that's my in group. And then the other people are going to most likely be the out group. Bantering, trying to find a lighthearted humor and connection. That's what we need to be doing. Stepping outside our group. Right.
I love that.
Yeah, we may be missing a lot.
Wait, well, if the whole therapy thing doesn't work out, you can run for president, because we could use some direction right there too, if you're interested.
That would. Do you know what? As someone that's very sensitive, if people are very angry, that's the timing and position. You've got to work with people that are more open-minded. And so that there are going to be people way over here. You deal with the ones that are more open. And then even if you get one of them to listen to you, then they can help and you'll have a team. Do you understand? If we would stop worrying about getting like when you do group therapy, if you get one person in a group of 10 to get something out of it, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, let me short form explanation. That's influencer marketing. That's why I think it's so great and powerful if you know how to do it the right way and get the right leader to say the right thing intentionally, authentically, and with, credibility. I mean, it's a game changer. If you can sway one that's doing it right, of course the others will follow. Right. It's the difference between, are we doing this ethically? Are we doing this with the right motivation? So yeah, I'm totally with you. And I don't think White House, I mean, that might be a job for someone real patient.
No, but I want to deal with, the other people, not politics. Yeah.
I'm so with you. Well, Jill, I could ask you a million more questions. I do love the energy. I think you're doing incredible work. You don't need to hear that from me, but I really encourage people to go out there and check out your series of books on Bempathy and your book, Meeting People. It's not a game, because I think now more than ever, we need connection. We need our humans in our lives. And it's a really important piece. This is my final question I asked to everybody, and I'm curious to hear what you have to say. What is success to you?
Oh my gosh. Success is just you're where you are. You are a success where you are. If you've had trauma, if you've had anything, you have made it. You are here. That's it. And then you need to just think, where do I want to go from here? You're a success. You woke up in the morning. You successfully woke up.
There you go.
There you go.
You get your mind right, figure out what you want, and then go demand it from, I say, God, universe, Madonna.
And let me tell everyone out there, people love to help people. It gives them these good endorphins, these positive endorphins. So go out there and ask somebody for some help, some guidance, not even help, guidance. There you go.
There you go. I do think that's one of the most healing things. If you're in a rut or something like that, go volunteer, do something nice, just go out, do something to feel.
Oh, it feels so good. Yeah.
Yes. Jill, where do we find you? Hit us with handles, websites, books on Amazon, anything you want to share?
Okay. So my website is jillrobinpayne.com. My platforms are at jillrobinpayne.com. I do want to say this is also on audio, on all the audio. Okay. Just for people to know. And my books are on Amazon, and then that one's on audio.
Let's go. And it's Valentine's Day. She said, if you're out there looking for your love, the right person, her friend read the book and then met someone, and you read your own book and met your husband.
Oh, I met my husband.
So it works. Let's go.
And I've been married to him over 10 years, with him 13. So there you go.
Hey, proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Well, I want to give a special thank you to our sponsors, Lux Neuro Neurofeedback and Counseling. Lux Neuro wants to meet you if you're ready to transform your life. Visit them at luxneuro.com. Colorado Clownfish Swim School, swim lessons, and water safety training for all ages. They believe in life skills through sports, so go waterproof your family today. We love them. ColoradoClownfish.com. Jill, thank you for joining me on this beautiful, lovely love holiday. Like I said, I appreciate what you're doing. And we will see you on a podcast soon. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining Turmeric and Tequila with your host, Kristen Olson. Tune in next time, and don't forget to subscribe on Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.